What's up, everybody? This is Sankar back with lesson number 8. And for this lesson, we'll be dealing with telling time. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, for this lesson, we have 3 objectives. We'll be first examining the question, qui leur lié. Secondly, we'll be identifying possible responses to the question. And then we will examine other expressions associated with telling time. Now, for this lesson, there are some things that you guys will need. You guys will need knowledge of numbers 0 through 60 and preferably numbers 0 through 100. If you guys have not seen lessons 6 and 7, please do that now. And if you've already watched those 2 lessons, then you guys will be good to go. So we're going to go ahead and start with our vocabulary warm-up. Starting from the top, we have qui, which means what or which. We have o'clock, quelle, when or what time, quart, quarter past, et demi, half past the hour, and finally, moins quart, quarter till. Now, the important question that we're going to answer for this lesson is qui leur lié, which means what time is it in Haitian Creole. And next we'll be looking at some of the possible ways to respond to this question. The first thing we're going to look at is hours. We've already covered numbers 1 through 12. Now, to change these numbers to hours, the numbers are going to have to undergo some slight changes. We're going to go ahead and look at some of these changes, starting with number 1. To say 1 in Haitian Creole, we say un. But this un is going to become une heure when we're talking about 1 o'clock. So again, to say 1 o'clock in Haitian Creole, we're going to say une heure. To say 2 o'clock, de will become des heures. Trois becomes trois heures. Quatre, quatre heures. Cinq, cinq heures. Six, six heures. Sept becomes sept heures. Huit becomes huit heures. Neuf becomes neuf heures. 10, 10 heures, 11, 11 heures, and finally 12, 12 heures. So if you guys look at numbers 2, 3, 6, 10, 11, and 12, they all have something in common, and that's this letter Z. The reason why we have this change has to do with a pronunciation rule in standard French, which is called liaison. If you guys are familiar with French, you'll see that the way that the hour is pronounced in Haitian Creole reflects this pronunciation rule that's present in standard French. It's helpful to point out this pattern so that you guys know what modifications need to be made to convert the number to hour. We have some other numbers that undergo changes as well. For example, we have 4, which is quatre, and in the case of 4, an R is added between quatre and this which we have at the end of every number when we're dealing with time, which means the hour. Quatre becomes quatre heures. Finally, we have number 9, which is neuf. And the F in neuf is going to change to a V. So neuf becomes never. In the case of the rest of them, it's just a matter of adding to the end of the number. So cinq becomes cinq heures, sept becomes sept heures, and huit becomes huit heures. Another thing to point out is that the initial vowel and becomes I. So instead of it being 1 heure. For 1 o'clock, it becomes 1 heure. Now, I know that sounds like a lot. It is mildly complicated, but as is the case with anything, you'll get it with practice. So now we're going to go ahead and add minutes to the equation. If you guys could read with me and repeat. To say it's 1 o'clock, we're going to say li 1 heure. Now, if you want to say it's 1:10, we're going to say this. Li 1 heure 10. So whenever we're dealing with minutes, all we do is add the minutes after the hour. There is no preposition between the hour and minutes. To say it's 1:20, the same rule applies. So 1:20 would be 1 heure 20. To say it's 1:25, we're going to say li 1 heure 25. It's 2:35, li 10 heures 35. It's 2:35, li 10 heures 35. To say it's 4:47, li 4 heures 47. Moving on, we have some other important expressions that we want to cover. And these expressions deal with quarters. So for example, to say it's 3:15, we can either say li 3 heures 15, or we can say li 3 heures 15. To say it's 3:30, again, we have two options. We can either say li 3 heures 30 or li 3 heures et demie. To say it's 3:45, li 3 heures moins quart, or if we want to use the actual number, it would be li 3 heures 45. Now, to say it's noon, we're going to say li midi, and to say midnight, you would say li minuit. You could also say li 12 heures, which means it's 12. Alors, konya nous pourra faire une petite révision. So now we're going to go ahead and do a small review. À nous réviser. So if you guys could please follow along and repeat. Li 1 heure, li 1 heure 15, li 1 heure demie, li 2 heures moins quart, li 2 heures, li 3 heures, li 4 heures, li 5 heures, li 6 heures, li 7 heures, li 8 heures, li 9 heures, li 10 heures, li 11 heures, and finally, to say 12 o'clock, we can either say li 12 heures, or li midi, or li minuit. Alors, ça c'est tout bagay pour leçon ça. That's everything for this lesson. Merci pour regarder. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, like, share, and again, if you guys have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Feel free to contact me. I will see you guys with Leçon 9 soon. And until next time, this is Sankara signing off. Peace.